So you want to start a business? Well, here are 6 things you need to know before you jump in. My name is Brian Trent. I own multiple businesses and I've learned a whole lot along the ways. I've made countless mistakes and I've been through every single emotional roller coaster there has ever been for business. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1, guys, if you're just getting into business, you have to understand that it's not going to be easy. Business is very intricate. Business has a lot of moving parts. Businesses have, things that would drive you crazy, and there's a lot of learning curve that you have to go through. So if you're just coming in thinking that, I know how to talk, or I'm a good learner and I'm gonna absolutely crush it, chances are it's gonna be very difficult. You're probably gonna fail on your first business before you actually hit it out with a home run. And just go in with that right mindset that it's gonna be okay. Just don't give up. When the business beats you down to your knees, make sure you continue to get up, learn from your mistakes. And that, guys, is how you're gonna really propel and grow a very big, successful company. Pro tip, if you wanna avoid all of this, right, you should get a mentor that is in the industry that you wanna get into or is running a business that you want to eventually run. Learn from them, go work for them. That way you can learn on their dime without actually having to jump out, start your own, make all the mistakes. I always say, if you can learn on somebody else's money, that's the best way you go about it. When you get enough experience, boom, go start your own. Number 2, guys, is you do not have to do this alone. You can find a partner, build something together. Now, I would advise you find a partner that has more experience, maybe more money, and the right connections. Because there's no point in starting a company with another partner that knows nothing like you, right? So leverage that. Personally, guys, let me share a little story. Most of my companies have a partner. We leverage our strengths and together we kind of come in and we just spearhead the company. For example, the VA Hub, we have my brother Jerry and we have Mika, who is our COO, as partners. She basically is able to find the labor, find the great talented individuals, and then my brother and I are the visionaries and we get the company kind of rolling, right? That's how we kind of do it. Number 3, guys, don't think you can start a business with no money. Everybody who goes on the internet saying you can start a business with no money down, no money this, absolute crap. And what I mean by that, guys, is that you may be able to find a business that does not require like a lot of overhead in the beginning, but how are you gonna pay for your living, your food, your child's daycare, all the expenses that you naturally have living, right? So I don't believe when people say no money. Always have a reserve. Personally, if you're single, you should have a 6-month reserve. If you have kids, you should have 12 months reserve. What does that mean? If you're spending $5,000 a month, right? 6-month reserve means you should have $30,000 stacked away. If it was 12, 60, all right? The reason why, and I see this all the time, people start businesses and they don't have any reserves. And literally, they're desperate. They're so desperate that the client that they're trying to sell their product to or do business with can smell it. And you're never in the right state of mind when you're from that point of desperation. So do yourself a favor, have some money set aside when you're starting this business, just in case it doesn't do well for a month or 2 months. Look, you have money to get your bills paid and food in your tummy. Very unlikely is that gonna happen unless you have maybe a good partner, like I mentioned earlier, or a good mentor, okay? But if you decided not to go with that tip, you gotta just understand, sometimes with everything, I like to look at success in business as a hockey stick. If you know the analogy, you know that year 1, you're flat. Year 2, you're kind of flat. Year 3, you're kind of flat. Year 4, you're still kind of flat. And then all of a sudden, boom, like a hockey stick, like just straight up. The reason for that, guys, is through my experience, year 1, you're learning. Year 2, you're starting to get the hang of things. Year 3, you're starting to get the ball bearings of it, and you know how to get the ball rolling. And then year 4 and year 5, You have all the knowledge that it takes to be successful. You now have some of the network. Now you have some friends. You have basically authority, and then boom, you have massive success. So if you're in business now and you're watching this and you're just kind of feeling like, hey, last year sucked, this year sucks, your time is coming. Just keep at it. You're leveling up your skills, and with your skills, you're going to be able to pay the bills. I'm not trying to discourage anyone and make it sound like it's ultra difficult and that it's going to take mandatory 5 years. Look, I'm just trying to tell you guys that it can, and especially if you're in a very tough industry. Sometimes the industry that you're in is ran by people that have been dominating for years and years and years. So it takes time for you to build the brand and penetrate. That's all it is. But especially if you're watching this video, and I know you guys are rockstar killers, and you listen to everything I have to say, you will see success much, much faster. I'm only speaking from my experience and what I've seen. My success came in year 5, and it started to kind of go up like this. And then 6 and 7 were straight up massive growth. Number 5 is going to require you to do a little bit of homework, and that is called the SWAT analysis, which stands for S, which is strength, W, weakness, O, opportunity, and T, threats, okay? I do this for every single one of my businesses that I start. I write down what strengths does this business have, what kind of weaknesses do we have, and when you think about that, you should be thinking about, okay, if I have a weakness here, what do I need to do to strengthen it or fortify it? And usually in my case, it's to hire a partner, right, that will basically balance out the company's weaknesses, and boom, now we have the S, the W. The O are what kind of opportunities does this company have or this business has to tackle the market and really take it by storm. And then obviously T is threat. For example, my coffee shops, when we open it, we're in San Francisco. Every other corner is a coffee shop. And so in my eyes, they are all threats because they have loyal fan base. They have basically loyal customers, same thing. And you have to kind of figure out, okay, well, are they going to take all my market share? Are they going to take all my customers? And where are my opportunities to come in and penetrate and take away their customers? So that's what you got to think about. That is number 5, guys. Listen up, guys. A lot of businesses will hire a consultant, and the consultant will charge them to do this SWOT analysis. And that's kind of the wrong time to do it. You should be doing the SWOT analysis before you even start the business. And that, guys, will ensure you a little bit higher chance of being successful. Is to make sure you have fun. Business is a journey. Business is a game. So make sure you enjoy the game. And if you don't, you're gonna hate your life every single day. But with me, every time I took an L on a business, I always looked at it like, hey, in the video games, you lose, but you still have another life to restart and just take what you learned from that failure and keep going, right? And the whole process is really fun, fascinating. There's a lot of growth. So make sure, guys, you follow these 6 steps to ensure you guys have major success in business. I appreciate you guys. Peace.